Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this yoga class. Today's session is particularly for you if you are feeling unmotivated or low on stamina. This is an ideal class to remind you that you can move slowly and still move forward. I'm going to have two blocks today as well as a yoga mat, but you can do this practice without any props. Just find a sturdy surface to practice on. And a lot of the practice will be close to the earth. So feel free to perhaps practice without a mat if you don't have one. We're going to go ahead and get started by lying down. So come to lie down on your back and you can stretch out, or you could also bring your feet flat to the ground, about hips distance apart or a little bit wider, and then let your knees rest toward one another. Elongate your spine. And just take a little bit of time to get comfy here. Your hands could rest on your abdomen, or maybe you take them out to the sides, taking up a little bit more space. Feel free to move your head a little side to side. Again, just get comfortable. And eventually bring yourself to stillness. You could soften your gaze. You could close your eyes. And start to notice your surroundings, the sounds of people, of nature. Taking a moment to become aware of how you feel in your physical body as you arrive into the practice. Notice the support beneath you. And let yourself soften into it, even if it's just 1% more. Take a deep inhalation through the nose, letting it expand into the belly, the rib cage, the chest. Open your mouth and let the air go as your entire body empties out. Again, deep inhalation through the nose, expanding into the belly, the rib cage, the chest. And exhale completely, letting it all go and softening just a little bit more toward the earth. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe move your head a little bit side to side. Notice how you feel in this moment. And then on your next inhalation, begin to extend your legs away from you and your arms away from you. Stretch yourself out. Take a deep breath in. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach in both directions. And on the exhalation, let your entire body relax onto the floor. Plant your left foot flat on the ground. Your left knee points up toward the ceiling. And then draw your right knee toward the chest. You could hug under the thigh or over the shin. It's up to you. And you can choose here if you want to remain in stillness, or maybe you find a little bit of movement, moving your hips side to side, or taking a couple of circles with your right hip one way and then the other. But notice here that you don't have to move fast. You don't have to move a lot. Let your breath lead first, the movement follow. One more breath, inhale. And on your exhalation, lower your right foot down to the floor next to the left. Bring your arms next to the body with the palms facing down and really press your back, body, and your feet onto the earth. You could stay here, or on your next inhalation, lift your hips up. They don't have to go very high. Just open the front body a bit. And on the exhalation, if you lifted the hips, slowly lower them back down. Now keep your right foot on the floor. Draw your left knee toward the chest and catch wherever feels comfortable for you. Notice how this hip feels at first. And then choose if it is stillness or movement that would serve you. And breathe. Notice. If you're doing circles, do a few one way and a few the other. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Pause the movement. Allow your left foot to come down to the floor next to the right. Arms next to the body with the palms down, and stay here again, pressing the back body onto the earth. Or on your next inhalation, feel free to lift your hips up any amount. Press the feet onto the earth, press the arms onto the earth. Thighs up, shins forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And on your exhalation, if you lifted your hips, slowly lower them back down. This time, draw both knees toward your chest, and perhaps the weight of the legs themselves is plenty. Perhaps once again, your hands come under your thighs or over the shins. And feel free to find stillness or movement, side to side or circles. Whatever you choose works. No more, no less. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Allow your feet to come back down to the ground. Allow your knees to gently fall toward one another. Now bring one hand to your chest and one hand to your abdomen as you soften your gaze or close your eyes, and notice how you feel. Just after a little bit of movement, breath, presence, awareness. And I invite you to consider that not everything has to move fast to move forward. So where can you slow down in this practice or today to find a rhythm that's more supportive and that will still allow you to move forward? Breathe in deeply. Breathe out completely. Stretch your arms overhead. Stretch your legs away from you. Once again, give yourself a full body stretch. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your body fully relax on the ground. Bring your feet flat to the floor and roll toward either side, bringing yourself into a fetal position just for a moment or two. You can curl in. And then once you feel ready, start to press yourself up and come into a comfortable seated position. Take a moment to bring your hands to your lap or your knees. Roll your shoulders down and away from the ears. Lengthen your neck and maybe soften your gaze or close your eyes. And again, just notice how you feel. Can you let the breath be a little bit deeper, a little bit slower to become more present? Deep inhalation. Long, slow exhalation. Feel free to keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. And on your inhalation, reach your arms out and up. Palms unite overhead. And on the exhalation, draw your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, open up through the arms, lift the chest, spread from the fingertips to the other fingertips. And on the exhalation, right arm over left, give yourself a hug, curl in. Inhale, open up again, stretch and reach. Exhale, this time left over right, curl in, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up. Now this time, bring your left hand down, right arm up, and start to lean as much as you want toward the left side, opening the right side body. Your gaze could go down, forward, or up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back through center, arms out to the sides. Inhale. Exhale, this time right hand down, left arm up. And then slowly lean to the side, opening the left side body. Breathe. Inhale, come back through center. Reach both arms up. This time, interlace your hands overhead. And on the exhalation, slowly bring the elbows to the center. They can stay separate or together, depending on what feels best for you. And then start to move your wrists either in circles or circle eights. First one direction. And then pausing and switching to the other. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release your hands. Take a moment maybe to shake your wrists or make circles with your wrist one way and then the other. And now start to bring yourself toward a hands and knees position, tabletop. Align your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and take a moment to find stability. Perhaps your toes tuck under or they stay pointed back. It's whatever feels best on your feet right now. And then take a deep inhalation here in stillness. And exhale, grounding toward the earth, toward the mat, just a little bit more. Now consider here if there's any movement that you like. Maybe you gently move back and forth. Perhaps you move your hips a little side to side. Maybe you rather take circles with your hips first one way and then the other. But again, consider where can I slow down and still move forward in this breath, in this movement. If you're doing circles, again, after a few one way, switch to the other direction. One more breath. And eventually bring yourself back to a stable tabletop position. Tuck your toes under if they're not already there. And send your hips back toward the heels. You can go as far as you want. Perhaps you remain floating, or maybe your hips land all the way to the heels. You can walk your hands a little bit closer if that works for you. You can even walk your hands all the way up to the thighs and lengthen your spine. Notice the sensation that arises and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly bring yourself back toward a tabletop. Shift your weight forward, lift your toes and roll your ankles one way a few times. And then the other. Bring the toes back to the earth. Now separate your knees and bring your big toes to touch. Send your hips back toward the heels. Again, you don't have to go all the way back. You could bring one of your blocks between your hips and your sitting bones. And then make a pile with your hands to take your forehead down or bring your forehead to the earth. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely, softening into child's pose just a bit more, just because you can right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lengthen your arms forward. Come up to your fingertips if they're not already there. And on your inhalation, start to lift your chest, lift your gaze forward, pulse up. Exhale, let yourself pulse back down. Two more. Inhale, pulse up, nice and slow. Exhale, melt down. Last one, just like that. Inhale to wave the spine up. Exhale to wave it back down. Press into your hands. Keep your big toes together and your knees wide. And as you inhale, shift your weight forward. Roll toward the thighs. Allow the hips to come forward toward the mat and your chest to lift. Open up. Exhale, roll all the way back to your child's pose. Take your time. Again, inhale, roll forward. Open to the front body. Expand. Exhale, take it all the way back to Balasana, child's pose. One more. Inhale, shift forward. Roll over the thighs. Lift the chest. Open up the front body. Exhale to come all the way to child's pose. Bring your hands toward your knees. Bring your knees toward one another. And on your inhalation, lift your chest up. Bring your arms out and up. Exhale, unite your palms in front of the heart. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And again, consider, where can I slow down just a little bit more? Where can I take my time? Be present with the experience. Acknowledge all that there is to acknowledge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open your eyes if they're closed. Bring your hands to the floor as you shift back to your tabletop. Find your stable position. And on your inhalation, take your right leg behind you. Toes stay on the ground. Move back and forth for a moment. Start to engage your core here if that feels good. And with the next exhalation, stop the movement. Bring your right knee next to the left again. Inhale, take your left leg behind you this time. Toes on the floor. Maybe move back and forth. Notice the support and what keeps you steady. And with the next exhalation, left knee next to the right. Inhale, right leg behind you. This time, walk your left fingertips forward. Maybe they stay on the floor. Maybe they float. Maybe your right toes float. Breathe in. Breathe out, back to tabletop. Inhale, left toes behind you. Stay on the ground. Stay there, or right fingertips move forward. Stay there, or the hand floats. Maybe the toes also float. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to your tabletop. Tuck your toes under, send your hips back toward the heels, and stay here for a moment. Or if you rather, move your hands just a little bit more forward, and as you send your hips up and back, find yourself in downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal out your legs. Maybe you find stillness. Choose what works for you. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. Return to your tabletop if you're not already there. Inhale, take your right leg behind you. Left fingertips float forward, or any of the other variations. Exhale, bend your right knee and reach your left arm out. The thumb faces up, maybe look to the left. Perhaps you find the toes, perhaps you don't. We're just here for a moment. Inhale, extend the arm forward and the leg back again. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, left leg back, right arm forward. Find the variation that works. Perhaps bend your left knee and open your right arm. Thumb faces up. Gaze to the right if you'd like. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, back to tabletop. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Come up to your tippy toes and start to ripple your spine forward, one vertebra at a time, until you find yourself in plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your knees, your chest, and your chin toward the floor. Slide down, hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, slowly peel your chest off the floor. Exhale, lower back down. Again, inhale, press up. Exhale, wave down. One more. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, this time press your hips back, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back for down dog. Or again, you could find a tabletop. One's not better than the other. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale. Come up to your tippy toes, ripple your spine forward, find a plank. Breathe in your plank. Breathe out, lower your left knee, pivot your left foot over to the left, and then pivot the right heel flat to the floor. Ground onto your left hand, and on your inhalation, sweep your right arm straight up toward the sky. And then slide it over and forward over the right ear. Press down to the right foot, open up the right side body. Inhale. Exhale, back to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come up to your tippy toes. Slowly ripple your spine forward. Notice the work of the core and the body to bring you to the shape of plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your right knee. Move your right foot a little to the right. Now pivot your left heel. Flatten the foot. Ground into your right hand. Inhale. Left arm reaches up. Maybe it goes over the ear. Stretch out. Inhale. Exhale. Take your hand down. Shift your weight forward. Knee plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower down to the belly. Inhale. Lift your chest for your cobra. Exhale. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back. Downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your knees down to the floor, big toes together, knees wide. Send your hips back towards the heels for child's pose. You can keep your arms forward or bring your hands behind you by your feet. Inhale deeply, expanding into the back body. Exhale completely, slowing down the breath, smoothing it out as you soften toward the ground. One more breath here. On your next inhalation, Extend your arms forward again if they're not already there. And start to press yourself up. Bring one hip to the floor, sweep your legs around. And just take a moment here to shake out your legs a little bit. Notice how it feels. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your feet to the ground a little bit wider than your hips. Hands can be behind you on the ground. You could also keep your hands in front if you wanted to work your core a little bit. And then start to bring your knees from side to side. So again, find a slow and steady motion here. So as your knees go to the right, you turn your arms and your chest a little to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees to the left, chest a little bit to the right. And again, you can do the same with the hands on the floor. Inhale through center. Knees to one side. As you exhale, in through center. Exhale, knees to the other side. Inhale, come back through center. Now slide your right foot diagonally toward the left hip and bring your right knee out to the floor. And then slide your left knee to the side so you're on your inner left thigh. Rotate your hips slightly forward so you're square to the front of your mat. And then if you had a block here, you can bring your block in front of you. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to slowly wave down. And you could wave up and down a couple of times, or you could stay down for a few breaths. So again, you choose if you inhale to lift and exhale to lower, or if you stay breathing. One more breath wherever you are. Inhale and exhale. Start to bring yourself back up. Lean back a little bit and bring your legs in front. Feet parallel to one another, about hips distance apart. And your hands, fingertips can face toward the toes, or you can dial them back. But press through the hands and the feet as you lift your chest up and you keep your gaze forward. You could stay here. On your next inhalation, allow your hips to lift, your gaze to stay forward. Inhale. And on your exhalation, lower your hips down if you lifted them. Start to bring your left knee out to the side as your left foot comes diagonally across under or in front of the right hip. And then bring your right knee outside that left foot. You can bring your block in front if you'd like. Just take a moment to notice how this feels and readjust. Inhale. And on your exhalation, you can go as slow as you want. Perhaps you stay up. Perhaps you wave up and down a few times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Or maybe you stay down for a couple more breaths. Observing what happens when you slow down, what you become aware of. One more breath here. And eventually, if you went forward, rise back up. Lean a little bit toward your left hip as you bring both legs around. Extend them in front of you, shake them out, whatever feels good. And start to bring yourself to lie down on your back. Perhaps take one of your blocks with you. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a moment to sway side to side, noticing how it feels. And then you can grab your block and take it to the outside of your left hip if you'd like. And eventually allow your knees to go toward the left side. Ground your right shoulder. Maybe look over to the right. You could also let the knees float or let them go all the way down to the ground. Different bodies need different things. Different moments also need different things. So allow yourself to be exactly where you want to be. To soften, to find a moment to recenter, reground, realign. Come back through center. Feel free to take the block to the other side. Hug your knees into the chest for a moment. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, start to allow the knees to go over toward the right. Use any support that you want. Ground the left shoulder. Maybe look a little bit to the left. One more breath here. And slowly bringing yourself back to center. Extend your legs up toward the ceiling. Extend your arms up toward the ceiling. And for a moment, roll your ankles, roll your wrists one way, then the other. You could also shake. That could feel quite good. Just consider what you need and do that. Stay with the breath. And eventually invite you to bring yourself to a comfortable resting shape. So you could stretch out in Shavasana. You could once again place the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees fall toward one another. Also, you could consider sitting if that is what works for you right now. Whatever you choose is fine. Just give yourself permission to take a few moments to get as comfy as you want to get and to let go of the movement, of the motion, and let yourself be still exactly where you are. There's nothing left to do. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting it expand front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Hold your breath at the top. Slowly release. Notice how you feel right here, right now. After this slow, gentle, yet forward moving practice. This invitation that not everything needs to move fast to move forward. You can find your own rhythm. Start to bring movement back into the fingers, the toes. Gently move your head from side to side. If you're lying down, start to consider if you want to bring yourself to a seat. A comfortable seat where your spine is long, your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw unclenched. And if it supports you, bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the abdomen. Take a moment to connect with the expansion and the contraction of your natural breath. To observe this moment for the gift that it is. And to thank yourself for showing up even when you feel sluggish or unmotivated or like you're moving too slow to make any progress. Because the truth is, not everything needs to move fast to move forward. Breathe in deeply. And sigh out. Bring your palms together in front of your heart, if that is a gesture that supports you and aligns with you. And bow your head as you repeat within or out loud, thank you, thank you, thank you. Once you feel complete, you can open your eyes and hopefully move into the rest of your day more grounded and more aware that whatever pace you're moving at, it's okay, my friend. You've got this. You don't always have to be going 100 or 1,000 miles an hour. You can take it easy. Thank you. For those of you that are here live, I'm going to get a little bit closer just in case y'all want to chat in the chat. I hope that you enjoyed the class. Look at me crawling toward the camera. There we go. Yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed the class. I hope that it was beneficial. I will post a replay, so I hope that you have an opportunity to repeat this class. It was a short 30-minute class, so it's great for any time when you feel like you're not moving fast enough, but you know that you can still do a little bit of movement. And this applies to not just yoga. Like sometimes we feel like if we're not doing a strong vinyasa class or whatever, we're not doing yoga. And practices like this can be a great reminder. But I think you can also see where can you move that into the rest of your life, right? Beyond your mat, beyond your yoga practice. Where else can you consider that moving slowly, still moving forward, and is a pace that could support you better? Yeah. All right, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this practice, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Until then, take care and be well. Bye, everybody.